Episode title: Three Bombs Over Iran, America's Bold Move in the Middle East. Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. Intro music. Upbeat, urgent news theme host, Jonh Ai. Welcome back to the Jonh Ai Podcast, where we break down the day's most important U.S. and global political news with clarity and context. I'm your host, Jonh Ai, and today we're covering a story that's sending shockwaves across the world: the United States' dramatic airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. Segment 1: What happened? Late last night, President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. military had launched targeted airstrikes on three key Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. According to the president, a full payload of bombs was dropped, with Fordow, the notorious underground enrichment facility, being the main target. All U.S. aircraft reportedly returned safely, and the operation was described as very successful. This marks the first direct U.S. military strike inside Iran in decades, and it's a major escalation in the ongoing tensions between Iran, Israel, and the West. Segment 2: Why now? This move comes after weeks of mounting conflict between Israel and Iran, including missile and drone attacks exchanged between the two countries. The U.S. had previously signaled a reluctance to get directly involved, but last night's strikes show a clear shift in American policy. President Trump said, and I quote, "Iran's vital nuclear enrichment facilities have been utterly decimated. The Middle East bully, Iran, must now pursue peace. Should they fail to do so, future assaults will be even more severe." Segment 3: The global reaction. Iranian officials claimed the targeted sites had been evacuated and that sensitive materials were moved before the strikes. While the true extent of the damage is still unclear, the world is watching closely for Iran's next move. Iran has already warned that U.S. military bases in the region could be targets for retaliation. Meanwhile, global markets are jittery, and world leaders are calling for restraint to avoid a wider war. Segment 4: What's next? So, what does this mean for the future? Will Iran retaliate, risking a broader conflict? Can diplomatic channels be reopened, or is the region headed for even more instability? And what does this bold U.S. action mean for American politics at home as election season heats up? We'll be following these questions closely in upcoming episodes. Outro music: calm, reflective theme host, Jonh Ai. That's it for today's breaking news update. Stay tuned to the Jonh Ai Podcast for in-depth analysis and interviews as this story develops. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and share it with a friend. I'm Jonh Ai. Thanks for listening, and stay informed. End of episode. Let me know if you'd like to add sound effects, guest interviews, or a Q&A segment.